Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. My beloved brothers and sisters, raising confident Muslim children in today's world is not just a wish, it is a responsibility and an amana from Allah. Our children are not just the coolness of our eyes, they are the future of this ummah. If we want our children to walk through life with their heads held high, grounded in truth, not shaken by every wind of opinion, we must start by connecting their hearts to their Creator. Confidence does not come from material success, appearance, or popularity. It comes from knowing who you are in the eyes of Allah and being proud to walk upon His straight path. My beloved brothers and sisters, when we talk about raising confident Muslim children, we must begin with something fundamental, something that forms the foundation of who they are and who they will become, and that is their Iman, their faith in Allah, and their understanding of Islam as their identity. Real confidence comes from knowing who you are, knowing your purpose in life, and knowing that you are never alone because Allah is always with you. If our children are raised with this conviction, they will grow into strong individuals who are not swayed by the noise of society, who do not crumble under pressure, and who remain steadfast in their values, even when standing alone. One of the first things we should do, even when our children are very small, is to make the kalima La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah a regular part of their environment. Let them hear it often. Let them say it with love. Let it become a part of their identity. Not just as a phrase, but as a guiding principle of their life. When children are taught that their worth is tied to their relationship with Allah, and not with people's opinions, their confidence becomes rooted. They don't need to copy others to feel accepted. They are secure in knowing that they are Muslim, and that's more than enough. We live in a time where identity is being challenged, blurred, and sometimes even erased. Children are constantly exposed to conflicting messages from media, school, and peers. If we as parents don't fill their hearts with the truth of Islam, someone else will fill it with confusion. Don't wait until they are teenagers to teach them who they are. From a young age, talk to them about what it means to be a Muslim. Tell them about the beauty of the Qur'an, the mercy of the Prophet, the justice of Islam, and the reward that waits for those who obey Allah. Teach them the stories of the prophets, of how they stood firm in their belief, even when they were alone. These are not just bedtime stories, they are blueprints for confidence and courage. Teach them about Ibrahim alayhi salam, the friend of Allah, who as a young man stood in front of his entire community and questioned their false idols. He didn't fear being alone because he knew that with Allah, he had everything. Tell them about Musa alayhi salam, who stood before Pharaoh, the most powerful tyrant of his time, and spoke the truth with strength. Remind them of the young boys in Surah Al-Kahf, who left their homes and fled to the cave to protect their faith. These were youth, just like our children, but their hearts were connected to their Rabb. That connection gave them strength that no army could give. Confidence is not about being loud or aggressive, it's about being anchored. And the best anchor is faith in Allah. When a child knows that Allah created them, watches over them, and has written a special destiny for them, they carry themselves differently. They don't feel the need to please everyone. They aren't crushed by failure because they understand that success comes from Allah and every test is an opportunity to grow. They begin to understand that their value is not in how they look, what clothes they wear, or how many followers they have online. Their value is in their obedience to Allah, in their character, in their prayers, in their sincerity. This doesn't mean they won't struggle. Of course they will. But even in those moments of doubt or weakness, the foundation you build in them with strong faith will guide them back. That's why, as parents, we must be role models. We can't expect our children to love Allah if they don't see us loving Allah, if they see us turning to Allah in prayer, making dua when we are worried, thanking Him in good times and relying on Him in hardship. They learn from that. They begin to associate faith with strength, not weakness. Let us not underestimate the power of what we teach at home. A child who grows up being told you are a Muslim and Allah is always with you will walk into the world with inner peace and self-worth that no school, no media, no peer pressure can destroy. That is the kind of confidence we want in our children. Confidence that comes from Iman. May Allah help us raise such children, and may He make us among those who lead by example. Ameen. One of the most powerful ways to raise confident Muslim children is through our words. Words of love, encouragement, and positive reinforcement that are deeply rooted in Islamic values. In today's world, where children are constantly being judged, compared, and sometimes even mocked for who they are or how they look, the way we speak to our children at home can either build them up or break them down. The Prophet Muhammad was the best example in how to deal with people, including the youth. His words were never harsh. He never humiliated anyone. Rather, he empowered them through kindness, wisdom, and sincere advice. If we want our children to grow up confident, we must follow that prophetic example in how we speak to them and how we encourage them. A child listens carefully to the voices in their environment, and the words they hear most frequently from their parents become the voice they carry inside their hearts for the rest of their lives. When you tell your child, "I'm proud of you for telling the truth," or "you handled that situation with such patience, may Allah reward you," these words do more than make them smile. They shape their understanding of right and wrong, and they reinforce their sense of self-worth. But it's not just any praise that matters, it's the kind that aligns with what Allah and His Messenger taught us. When we praise our children, let it be for things that are pleasing to Allah. Praise them for being honest, even when it was hard. Praise them for waking up for Fajr. Praise them for helping someone in need. When you notice good character and speak about it with admiration, it becomes something your child wants to hold on to. And the best part is, you're not just building their self-esteem, you're reinforcing their Islamic values. They begin to understand that being kind, truthful, generous, and respectful is not only good, it's beloved to Allah. That connection strengthens both their faith and their confidence. On the other hand, many children grow up only hearing criticism. "Why can't you be more like your brother? You always mess things up, you're so lazy." These words may come out in moments of frustration, but they can leave lasting wounds. A child who constantly hears negative words begins to believe them. They start to think, "Maybe I really am not good enough." This is where confidence starts to die. It's so important that even when we correct our children, we do it with love and respect. The Prophet corrected mistakes without insulting the person. He would say, "What is wrong with some people who do such and such?" instead of pointing directly at someone and shaming them. He preserved their dignity while guiding them to what is right. Let us also remember that encouragement is not only verbal. It's in the way we look at our children when they speak. It's in the way we listen to them when they have something to say. When your child speaks, stop what you are doing and give them your full attention. This tells them, you matter. What you say is important. And when a child feels heard and valued, their confidence naturally grows. Sometimes we think that being too soft will spoil our children, but the reality is, Islam is full of compassion. Allah Himself is Ar-Rahman, the most merciful, and His Prophet was described in the Qur'an as a mercy to the worlds. So when we deal with our children with mercy, we are not spoiling them. We are nurturing them the Islamic way. When they make mistakes, and they will, correct them gently. Say, "I know you can do better next time," or "Everyone makes mistakes, but what matters is that we try to fix them." This shows them that their worth is not erased by a mistake. It teaches them responsibility without shaming them. And never underestimate the power of dua. Make dua for your child in front of them. Say, "Ya Allah, guide my son, make him among the righteous," or "Ya Allah, protect my daughter and make her a leader of pious women." These words enter their hearts and remind them that their parents love them and want the best for them in this life and the next. My brothers and sisters, every word we say to our children is like planting a seed. The seeds of love, respect, and encouragement will grow into strong trees of confidence and faith. Let us be mindful of our words. Let us speak with intention. Let us raise children who know they are valued, capable, and most importantly, beloved to Allah. May Allah help us to speak good, to build up the hearts of our children, and to raise a generation of confident Muslims who live for His sake. Ameen. One of the greatest lessons we can give our children is through our own behavior. Children may not always listen to what we say, but they will almost always imitate what we do. You can tell your child 100 times to be patient, but if they see you yelling in traffic or losing your temper at home, that becomes their lesson. If you want to raise confident Muslim children, don't just teach Islam, live it. Let your actions be the book they read, the example they follow, and the path they take. We have to remember that children are always observing. They watch how we react when we are upset. They see how we treat people who are different from us. They notice how we speak about others, especially behind their backs. If we want our children to be confident, respectful, honest, and strong in their faith, we must show them what that looks like in our everyday lives. A child who sees his father praying on time, who sees his mother reading Qur'an with reflection, who watches both parents making dua, and placing their trust in Allah during difficult times will naturally develop the understanding that Islam is not just a religion, it is a way of life. Confidence in children doesn't come from lectures, it comes from witnessing real faith in action. When your child sees you facing hardship but still saying Alhamdulillah, when they see you asking Allah for help and trusting His wisdom, even when things don't go your way, they begin to internalize the concept of tawakkul, reliance on Allah. This is not just a spiritual idea, it's a life skill, because the truth is, life will test them. They will face rejection, disappointment, and failure. If their confidence is built only on worldly things, it will crumble. But if it is built on faith and trust in Allah, they will bounce back stronger every time. Show your children that Islam is beautiful by practicing it with sincerity and love. Let them see you smile at your neighbor, feed a poor person, forgive someone who hurt you. These moments are more powerful than any textbook. They shape your child's understanding of what it means to be a true Muslim. Teach them through your actions that kindness is strength, that forgiveness is bravery, and that being close to Allah brings true peace and confidence. Sometimes we are quick to point out what our children are doing wrong, but we fail to reflect on what they might be seeing in us. Are we modeling humility? Are we showing them how to handle stress without shouting or blaming others? Are we demonstrating how to ask for forgiveness, not just from Allah, but from people we may have hurt, even if unintentionally? When we apologize to our children for being unfair or losing our temper, it teaches them that being wrong is not a sign of weakness, but that owning our mistakes is a sign of true character. This gives them the courage to admit their own faults and the confidence to improve. Our homes are the first and most powerful learning environments. If we want confident Muslim children, we must create a home that is filled with remembrance of Allah, respect, love, and consistency. This doesn't mean we have to be perfect. No one is perfect. But our effort and sincerity go a long way. Children feel it when you are trying to be better for the sake of Allah. They will remember the effort, not just the outcome. Even small actions matter. When your child sees you lowering your gaze, turning off the TV during Adhan, or saying Bismillah before you eat, these little habits become part of their normal life. It's these consistent, repeated actions that shape identity and build confidence. Because when a child knows how to live their faith, when they see it practiced in a calm, respectful, and loving way, they are not confused about who they are. They grow up feeling secure in their values, proud of their religion, and confident to carry their identity wherever they go. And never forget the role of your emotional response in shaping your child's development. A calm, forgiving, and emotionally stable parent sets the foundation for a secure child. Show them how to handle anger in a way that is pleasing to Allah. Show them that patience is not weakness, but a powerful form of self-control. Let them witness you dealing with people fairly, even when you are wronged. All of this creates a lasting imprint. So, my dear brothers and sisters, if we want to raise confident Muslim children, we must first strive to be confident, faithful, and emotionally intelligent Muslims ourselves. Let your actions be a guiding light for your children. Let them see Islam lived, not just preached. And may Allah make us and our children among those who walk with dignity, speak with truth, and live with unwavering confidence in His mercy and wisdom. Ameen. One of the most important gifts we can give our children is a safe and loving environment at home. In a world that constantly demands from them, compares them, and at times even tears them down, the home should be the one place where a child feels secure, understood, and accepted. Confidence does not grow in a space of fear or harshness. It blossoms in a space of mercy, love, and emotional safety. When our homes are filled with warmth, encouragement, and understanding, our children develop the emotional strength to face the world with courage and dignity. Children are not just physical beings, they are emotional and spiritual beings as well. Their hearts are soft, and their feelings are deep. When we create a home where they can express themselves without fear of being mocked or rejected, we are laying down the foundation for a confident and emotionally healthy human being. The Prophet Muhammad was the most gentle of all people. He never yelled at a child, never embarrassed anyone publicly, and always gave people the space to express themselves. This is a lesson for us as parents. If we want to raise confident children, we must raise them in love, not in fear. When a child speaks, listen with attention. Put the phone down, stop what you're doing, look into their eyes and show them that their words matter. This simple act teaches them that their voice is valued, and when a child feels heard at home, They don't go searching for attention elsewhere. Too many children grow up feeling invisible, only spoken to when they're in trouble. That is not the sunnah of our beloved Prophet. He listened to even the youngest of companions with full attention, validating their thoughts and guiding them with wisdom. When your child makes a mistake, and they will, because that's how we all learn, correct them with compassion, not with humiliation. There is a huge difference between discipline and punishment. Discipline teaches, punishment crushes. A child who is constantly yelled at, insulted, or compared to others will not grow up feeling confident. Instead, they will internalize shame, and that shame will turn into fear or defiance. But a child who is guided with love and firm boundaries will grow up knowing that their mistakes do not define them, and that their value is never diminished in the eyes of those who love them. Our homes should be places of emotional security, a place where it's okay to cry, okay to ask questions, okay to say, "I'm scared" or "I don't understand." If we shut our children down every time they express emotion, we are teaching them to bury their feelings, and that creates anxiety and insecurity. Teach your children that emotions are not wrong. Feeling angry is not wrong. Feeling sad is not wrong. What matters is how we deal with those emotions, and that is where the guidance of Islam comes in. Teach them to turn to Allah in every state, when they're happy, when they're confused, when they're hurt. Let them see you doing it too. Be affectionate. Don't hold back your love. Tell your children I love you, not just when they succeed, but especially when they fail. Hug them, smile at them, praise them sincerely. These simple acts of love go deep into a child's heart and build a sense of self-worth that lasts a lifetime. The Prophet used to kiss his grandchildren in public. When a man once questioned this, he responded that mercy is a gift from Allah, and those who do not show mercy will not be shown mercy. Mercy is not weakness, it is strength, and it is mercy that builds hearts, not harshness. Many of us come from cultures where emotional expression was not encouraged. Perhaps we never heard our parents say, "I'm proud of you" or "I believe in you." But we must break that cycle, not out of blame, but out of love for our own children. Be the parent you wished you had. Speak words that heal. Create an atmosphere where your child knows that even when the world is cold, home is warm. Our homes must also reflect the remembrance of Allah. Let your child see the Qur'an being recited. Let them hear dhikr in the mornings and evenings. Let the adhan be a familiar sound, not a distant one. When the environment is filled with the remembrance of Allah, the heart feels calm, and a calm heart is a confident heart. So my brothers and sisters, let us build homes filled with love, understanding, and the remembrance of Allah. Let us raise children who are emotionally secure, spiritually connected, and confident in who they are. May Allah help us to be sources of comfort and strength for our children, and may He make our homes gardens of tranquility in this dunya and a means to Jannah in the Akhirah. Ameen. One of the most powerful tools we can equip our children with is the ability to be resilient. Life will not always go the way they hope. There will be tests, failures, rejections, and hardships. This is the nature of the dunya. If we want to raise confident Muslim children, we must teach them how to stand up after falling, how to remain hopeful during setbacks, and how to rely on Allah while continuing to strive. True confidence does not come from never failing. It comes from knowing that even if we fail, Allah is still with us, watching us, guiding us, and rewarding our sincere efforts. From a young age, our children must understand that Allah does not judge them by their success, but by their effort and their intention. Teach them the beautiful hadith of the Prophet. Verily, Allah does not look at your appearance or your wealth, but rather He looks at your hearts and your deeds. This gives them a foundation that their worth is not based on how others see them, but how sincere they are in their efforts. It frees them from the fear of judgment from others and places their focus where it truly belongs, on pleasing Allah. When your child struggles with something, whether it's school, friendships, or personal goals, don't rush to fix everything for them. Instead, teach them how to respond. Teach them to make dua. Teach them to say, Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil. Allah is sufficient for us, and He is the best disposer of affairs. Let them see that turning to Allah in moments of difficulty is not a last resort, but a natural first step. Remind them of the power of dua, that even the prophets called upon Allah in their darkest moments, and Allah responded with mercy and wisdom. Also teach them the value of perseverance. Remind them that even the Prophet Muhammad, the most beloved of creation, faced hardship after hardship. He was orphaned, rejected, mocked and attacked, yet he never gave up. Why? Because he knew his mission, and he knew that Allah was with him. Share the stories of how he continued to call people to Islam despite all the rejection. Share the story of Ta'if, where he was pelted with stones and insulted, yet he still made dua for the guidance of those people. This is the kind of resilience we want to instill in our children, not the kind that comes from ego or pride, but the kind that comes from deep faith and conviction. When your child falls, don't say, "I told you so." Say, "This is a chance to learn and grow." When they are disappointed, don't say, "You should have tried harder," but say, "You did your best and that matters. Allah sees your efforts." These are the words that stay in their hearts. These are the words that give them the strength to try again. A confident child is not one who never fails. A confident child is one who knows that failure does not define them, and that Allah's mercy is always near. It's also essential to help them understand the concept of qadr, the divine decree. Sometimes things don't go our way, and it's not because we didn't try hard enough, but because Allah in His wisdom has decreed something better for us. Teach them that what missed them was never meant to reach them, and what reached them was never meant to miss them. This belief does not make them passive. On the contrary, it gives them the strength to try without fear, knowing that their ultimate success lies with Allah, not with the outcome. Encourage them to set goals, to dream big and to work hard, but always remind them that everything is in the hands of Allah. This keeps them humble in success and patient in failure. Teach them to say Inshallah when planning, Alhamdulillah when succeeding, and Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un when facing loss. These phrases are not just words, they are tools for emotional and spiritual resilience. Let your child know that every test is an opportunity. Every difficulty is a chance to grow closer to Allah. When they are going through something hard, remind them to make sujood and speak to Allah. Teach them that Allah listens even when no one else does. Let them cry in dua, let them express their fears to their Creator, and they will discover a strength that the world cannot give them. So, my dear brothers and sisters, raising confident Muslim children is not about making life easy for them. It is about teaching them how to face life with the tools Allah has given us: dua, effort, patience, tawakkul, and trust in His plan. May Allah make our children resilient, grounded in faith, and firm upon the path of righteousness, no matter what storms they face in this world. Ameen.